This little guy was born on June 11th, but we had a tragic loss at Hill and Creek when they were about 15 days old. We lost Mama and 2 siblings to the heat. It was just so hot that day, even though we did all that we could. So we took these guys inside. We have 6 total, and we feed them twice a day. They're now 22 days old and doing really well. It was huge that their eyes were already open when we got them inside, and they already had a lot of fur. But at first, it was difficult to feed them and make the switch to formula, so we had to actually feed them upside down where they were relaxed on their back. But now, after about 8 feedings, they're doing much better, even want to stand up, and they're doing great. I'm going to put this guy back in his box. We started feeding with Wombaroo. This was the type we used in our other video. It worked great. We love the information and the detail on the back, but it was running low and we couldn't get more in time before we realized it was out. We saw that Fox Valley could come the next day, and we went with this. It had great reviews. Our rabbits seemed to prefer this one. It smells sweeter, it's easier to mix, and it actually costs less. We just wish that there was a scoop inside that had better volume markings on it, but otherwise we would use this one again. First step, we need about 35 milliliters of water, and we just use our very hot tap water. Our directions say 2 parts water for 1 part formula.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that like vanilla protein powder shake smell.
It does. The girls also say it's very sweet. Hello, do you smell that? We use this bottle with this size our rabbits like. I just mixed the formula, and I wanted to mention that early on, our first couple days, hello, you are ready. But our first couple days, they really needed it warm. You could tell as soon as it cooled off, they were not going to eat it, and we checked it at about 95 degrees Fahrenheit. We had to use a meat thermometer to make sure it was as warm as possible for the box recommendations. But now, again, our tap water gets so hot, we just keep it warm consistently, and that's been just fine for these older rabbits. But they are now on 10 milliliters. I'm going to take our mixed formula and add it to our bottle so that we know exactly how much they're getting. And I could tell this one is ready to eat. Oh yeah, I know, it smells good. You have to wait till the bottle's on. Okay, so now that they're older, they just like to stand up sometimes. But they are so happy to get their morning breakfast. If it ever comes out too fast, they will sneeze because it gets in their nose, but they're pretty good about not letting it get past their nose. Hello. All right, so if we check, that was almost it. We had 2 more drops. You want 2 more drops? Once they finish their bottle, we have to check and help them with their digestive system. We still rub their lower belly a little bit to help them go to the bathroom. Okay, let's check. All right, that's it. All right, all done. You gonna clean yourself? We take our cotton balls, and we do have to go back upside down.
This is also why we like using the sort of like the quarantine bin. You can see we got like a little clear bin over here that this one hopped out of. When you use the quarantine bin and you have a little paper towel on the bottom, you can see if they've gone number 1 or number 2. Staying healthy.
Yep. Our next one is ready, and we'll keep an eye out for how they use their paws when they feed. Okay, come on. They feel more secure when their paws are up. What are you doing?
Sometimes you have to add a drop it.
There we go. Oh, goodness. Usually on their mama, they would do this when they go upside down to feed.
Can you lean your head back a little bit? Thanks.
They like to rest their paws.
They like to...
almost paw, right?
Yeah, they like to use their hands just like any other baby would. They like to explore and hold on to what they're using. Could you lean your head back a little bit? Thank you. So having like your fingers in front of them to have some kind of like almost like a bench rest to keep their front paws on, and they'll grab the bottle sometimes. Like this one's stretched all the way out.
Great.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Oh,
see?
that's the sneeze. Sometimes if they are a little too
You got some up
overzealous,
your nose.
they get some up their nose, and oftentimes you can just clear. If it's too much, you can clear it away with your finger real quick. Just sort of like brush the front of their nose.
Is that it? Here, we can check your nose. Boop. All good?
Warm water to wipe off the formula on their face. The formula, when it dries, it'll
bit
sort
more.
of cake up.
Yeah, we had that problem the first couple days. One even had caked on their eye, remember that?
Yeah, one of them, when we were feeding drop by drop, it was kind of a pretty tough process. You almost had to maneuver their front lip open underneath their nose and just put a droplet there. Oh boy, oh boy. This one really
Hello.
wants out of the quarantine here.
Okay, here, can you try?
Once there's more than one in this bin, they kind of just take a nap, kind of like the post-Thanksgiving meal nap.
Put this little top.
But all those little pellets were just dropped by that single rabbit.
Here we go. There's still an air hole, but
Yep, there's
much more secure. Sometimes they're reluctant to feed, so we put a little drop on the end, or they like to get too excited. I have to put a little drop at the end.
Thank you.
This one's really stretching.
See, there's that paddling too.
There you go. You ready for more?
Okay.
Okay, let's try again. We also noticed that at about 2 weeks, they were nibbling on the hay that we already had in the bin as their bedding. So we introduced more hay, and you're hungry. And we also put in some of another mom's droppings. They need to work on their gut, and we introduced some of that along with the following week, we put a couple pellets in there. But since they naturally liked the hay, their droppings got bigger. So it was neat overnight. It got big. We could tell that they were doing well when we could watch how much they pooped and what it looked like, just like for a baby.
As they get older, they just eat, or they start nibbling on everything around them. And as they eat the hay, they also sometimes eat parts or pieces of their mother's droppings. And that actually helps them out a lot, because the bacteria in those droppings helps their bacteria in their digestive system sort of establish and allow them to eat all the things that rabbits can eat. Like after more than one or two of them are in the post-feeding bin, they kind of just snuggle up.
Yeah, they're sleeping already.
Yeah, they're sleeping.
Oh. We wanted to mention that we have New Zealand's. This guy and his siblings are a mix of New Zealand Black crossed with New Zealand White. We thank you for watching. We hope this never happens to you though, but in case you ever find yourself needing rabbit formula, we liked these two brands, but especially right now, our Fox Valley's been working great. So it's good to have backup nipples and also extra food on hand, just so you're not trying to scramble at the last minute when you realize you need more. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Hill Creek Homestead. We saw that Fox Valley come the next day, and we went with this.
Underneath their nose and just put a droplet there. Oh boy! Like this one's stretched off.
Early on, our first couple days.